Referee today is Robin Whitfield from England. There he is. He signals time on, and we're underway as Joe Rapati gets the test match started. Peter Sterling waits for it, and immediately running off Sterling is Shearer, put down right in the middle of that mud patch that you can see there, just outside his own quarter. Royce Simmons is the dummy half, and Peter Tunks has first touch of the ball and driven back a couple of metres. In fact, driven back a few metres. Lost the ball too. Scramble for possession. Referee Whitfield runs in to adjudicate. Noel Cleals picked it up for Australia. Lucky break for the Aussies. A lost pass from Tunks early. Now here's Steve Roach out of one and runs straight into a crushing tackle from Olsen Filipina. And a penalty has been given to Australia. Plenty of talking out there to the referee and about the referee, I would think.
Well, this referee knows Australia's style of play and the Kiwi style of play. He had them in '83 here and in Australia. But this defence of New Zealand already in business, Ian.
It's a fine tackle from Filipina, but a terrible kick from Lewis to find touch, but he's done it. Now Simmons gets play underway with a pass from Sterling to Lewis and back to Tunks. But Tunks apprehended by Owen Wright and Kurt Sorensen coming in over the top. Mark Graham was also in there to lend a hand. So Tunks plays it. We're situated 32 metres out from the Australian line. This is Roach trying to offload. No one there to take the pass, though. 35 metres out from the Australian line now as Roach plays the ball. Simmons is dummy half. Don't forget we have the international numbering. You'll see the hooker Simmons and, of course, the New Zealand hooker playing in jumper number 9. Now we see the fullback for New Zealand, Darryl Williams, a man with a high reputation, only a youngster, having his first touch of the ball. Now New Zealand in possession as Bell gets it away to Joe Rapati, a very strongly built winger for New Zealand. He's 32 metres out from the New Zealand line. Dummy half is Wallace. Back to McGann. Kicking straight downfield, waiting for it is Shearer, but it's gone behind him. Picked up now, and he must have touched him because those players are very quick to reach him, and the referee signal play on, so he did get a hand to that.
Roach winding up, having plenty of work already, Roach. He was pretty keen this morning over breakfast. He said, I want to have a big one. He's certainly doing that. As Simmons goes for a little strut from dummy half and makes 4 or 5. Valuable play from Simmons.
You've seen Simmons do that so often in the interstate matches, making valuable ground from dummy half.
Here's Miles. Now there's players outside. Gary Jack gets a good pass to O'Connor. O'Connor comes back inside, gets out through one, and here's Kenny. Kenny heading for the line, and Kenny will score for Australia. Oh, great try from Kenny. Put it down by O'Connor and Jacko. They set it up, and Kenny finished it off. A beauty. And the Kiwi crowd not happy. Oh, Kenny, red hot this afternoon in cold conditions.
The crowd booing Darryl because the referee may have impeded one of the New Zealand tacklers coming across in cover defence. You saw the referee hit the deck.
Australian defence is right onto them, and Cooper will play it back. Out it comes now for the kick. And it'll go straight to O'Connor again, and he's mishandled, but it's behind him, so it's okay. Puts on the pace past Bell. Well, he's just going across the field, and he's stood them all up. They've slipped down, and that's a great run from O'Connor. Well, he's wrong-footed the Kiwis that time.
It's a wonder he didn't fall over himself. It's so slippery in that centre field area.
Went sideways like a crab and then straightened it up as Lewis gets it out to Pearce. Oh, almost an intercept. It has, as Lewis goes away with it, but Robin Whitfield says, no, thank you, come back. And that's almost a Brett Kenny play that Lewis pulled off.
One awful moment. I thought the referee was going to let it continue.
I did too. There, Maurice watching what happens back. I'm watching the play of the ball. Here it is again as the pass comes out through Lewis onto, well, Lewis there. Well, if he had taken it cleanly, it would have been shut the gate. He's got plenty of pace, Lewis.
Play 32 metres out. Last tackle signalled by referee Robin Whitfield. Back with Sterling. The kick is back there for Williams. And Williams showing his pace, or trying to in these conditions. It's pretty difficult, but he's going very strongly, Williams. O'Connor comes in again and finally takes him, but that was a good run.
Well, that's exactly the sort of play that Lowe, the coach, there he is there, was saying this Williams is a very, very fast man, and even on this paddock he's quick.
Now, play situated 32 metres out from the New Zealand line. Referee Whitfield moves in, and he's penalised the Australians for holding down in the tackle. Hugh McGann was the player with the ball and not allowed to get up and play. It was the ruling. Robin Whitfield from England. New Zealand coach Graham Lowe hasn't had much sleep during the week. He's a bundle of nerves. As his side, right on the halfway mark now. And Cooper giving it away to Owen Wright, but he's caught as Steve Roach came in to assist Wally Lewis with the tackle. The Aussies lead 4-0. Wallace to Cooper. And then to Olsen Filipina. That little kick through, he did that a lot last series, and he's able to kick it through. Still alive, that ball. And Filipina kicking ahead. Here's trouble for Australia as Lualai was chasing it. It's still there. Kicked ahead. Finally fallen on, though, by Dane O'Hara. And the referee says we'll start that tackle count again. New Zealand on the attack. Here it comes via Cooper to Filipina. Filipina 10 metres out. Now the Australian defence will have to work overtime as Mark Graham plays it, and the penalty's gone to the Kiwis. Interference in the play of the ball, I believe.
Yes, Australia tried to rake the ball away, and of course he's penalised him for that. And I think I'd rather give the 2 points of a try than Ian. The try was definitely on.
Looks at the posts again, deep breath, moves into the kick, and it's a gift. 2 points, New Zealand's on the board. Australia 4, New Zealand 2 at Carlaw Park.
The rain has not stopped since daybreak this morning as the Kiwis come away with the ball again, and here's a bust now. This is that Cooper. He's got a good step, Cooper. He's a big halfback and made a good break then. But the Australian defence came in. Right, let's see now. Cooper with the ball again. They're using the back line pretty effectively as Bell gets one out. Gets it out to Prome. Prome tries to turn round in the tackle but can't. Kenny all over him. His Wallace now gets it out through Bell, and they go back to Cooper on the Lualai. Lualai turns around and they turn it back inside the Filipina, and he's brought down in the mud heap. There's plenty there. That's the wettest part of the ground so far. Cooper looking for runners. He gets Sorensen. Sorensen comes back and pops one up for McGahn. McGahn stops. Waits, gets out of one. Still going McGahn. And they're almost to the 22, about 3 metres short. New Zealand now on the attack as big Mark Graham gets it out to Owen Wright. He gets it out to Prome. Prome brought down though with a good tackle from Kenny. Right round the ankles. Good stuff here as Owen Wright just chips for the line there. Little stab kick, and that'll force the scrum about 5 metres short of the Australian 22. Owen Williams, the big front row, who's the ball player, but here's O'Connor again, comes back in field. Very narrow boundaries here at Carlaw Park, only a couple of metres between the sideline or the touchline and the fence as Pearce picks it up and he belts his way another 2 metres. Royce Simmons, and how proud is he to be wearing that green and gold jumper today, and asked specifically would we say hello to Penrith back in Sydney. He's the proudest man in Auckland today. Okay, New Zealand with the ball. This is Williams. Got a good step, this Williams, but this time they nullify it. It's the man I was talking about coming through with Pearce to do the tackling. Here's the party, head down. Burrows his way into Crusher Cleal. He wraps him up though. They make another little bust, and this is Wallace, the hooker, another of the new caps. And incidentally, in this test side for New Zealand, they have players that are massed, and here's a break. Will come back as Bell streams downfield, puts the total, the chase is on. But Australia will have it covered through Shearer, falls down on it, ball is loose and rolls into touch. Well, conditions here slippery, and another close one for Australia. Scrum back now. It'll come back to New Zealand. It does too, and they run from the base of the scrum, but too much defence. They're pretty bunched too. I thought they might have got a little deeper, but away they go through Olsen Filipina, and he's only about 8 metres short now. New Zealand with a chance. They look to the blind side. Yes, they run that way. It's Mark Graham. Mark Graham stands and gets a great pass off the ground too as he was going down. Oh, gee, that was a good ball, and it went so close. They're only 1.5 metres short now as it comes out through Cooper. They get it on the Filipina. He puts a little stab there, and Tunks will clean it up for Australia. Well, I don't know if that was the way to go. I thought he should have passed it.
Now Miles made another 10 metres. A good 10-metre gain, that one. Play situated 35 metres out from the Australian line as Simmons got it across to Pearce. And the ball is loose as Pearce tried to flick it back. Roach is able to dive on it, though. They lost about 15 metres as Simmons made up 5 by running on his own. Steve Roach coming half. And Tunks has gone without it. Loose, picked up by New Zealand. Hugh McGahn able to dive on it. The Kiwi crowd roar as their boys dive on it. Now blindside comes Prome, but he's put it down and they'll play the knock on. Well, there is obviously a huge amount of Kiwi support here, but there are some Australians in the crowd, Darryl. I did notice a team of Victorians here. Yes, rugby league is alive in Victoria. The Sunshine St Kilda Rugby League Club have a contingent here.
But about Australia come up with a scrum? Well, that's Robin Whitfield went down, but play still goes on as Miles gets it out to Gary Jack. Gary Jack makes us, but he's got Kenny outside. Inside, Kenny takes the ball. Oh, he's just brought down. Still scrambling for the line. Well, we'll wait and see what happens. Robin Whitfield says no, sir. Well, Kenny just crawled, he scrambled and rolled. He did everything he could to try and score that try. He scored it. He's awarded it. Well, he walked away. Robin Whitfield just walked straight back, but he's awarded the try. The Kiwi crowd not happy. Well, Kenny did everything to score that try. Another difficult angle. Round the corner kick, has a good look at the post. And there it goes, and this time he gets the points too. So Australia now will go on to 10 points over New Zealand 2. New Zealand now with a chance.
And this is the danger time now for the Aussies.
Right, the ball with a wrap around through Sorensen, but they're going everywhere. Here's big Mark Graham as he winds up, and they're deep inside the 22, about 14 metres out from the line now. Out it comes, they're deep. Here's Sorensen trying to link up. He does with McGahn, but a beautiful tackle from Peter Sterling brought him down. Watch for a right. He gets it out to Mark Graham, but he can't handle it. The wet conditions, he's put it down. Folks over him like the proverbial wet blanket. Again, they're looking for runners, but New Zealand standing there at the moment. No one too keen to run. Filipina gets it out to Bell. Bell going at crab-like. He gets it back to Rapati. Rapati winds up. Still going Rapati. Belts his way out. And why don't they bring him down? But they're still 14 metres out. And they've lost the ball. Australia will come up with the ball. Who's on the bottom? Miles. She's played well, Miles. He's won every loose ball. He's like a dog with a bone. He's straight in on them. Well, that was a crucial time for Australia, and they weathered the storm pretty well. Running out of time in this first half. Around about 30 seconds to go on our clock, but there has been a few stops for injury. As Tunks brings it up and takes it out of the 22. So Australia back out of the danger zone now. And there's the half-time hooter. Remind you of the score, Australia leading 10 points to 2 over New Zealand. Umbrella City here today. Auckland, fantastic weather right through the week. It's been absolutely beautiful, and the heavens opened up early this morning in the dark hours, and by Gee, it hasn't let up the rain. Darryl Williams now from centre field. Oh, a bad kick. I mean, he's found the line, but he's made about a metre, that's all. All right, let's see if the Kiwis can come back now. They need to get some points on the board very, very quickly. The runners are coming through in right. They're pretty deep this time. Now, Sorensen winds up. They meet him. He drops the ball, Sorensen too. And these conditions getting worse. The ground really getting chopped up. And that muddy section, as we talked about 30 metres out, is starting to get wider and wider. Wind has changed direction too. The rain is now blowing into the broadcast area, where before it was behind us, so it's a swirling wind here at Carlaw Park. Probably helping the Australian side, if anything. Scrum spins around. Robin Whitfield having a good look. Sterling went in and ferreted for it. It's still not out, though. Sterling's pushing and shoving. Oh, and Chrome throwing a couple there. But Sterling will come up with the ball and does so. Now, Simmons gets it out to Lewis. Onto Kenny with a beautiful round-the-corner pass to Miles. By geez, got beautiful hands, Kenny, no matter what the conditions. The Shearer goes for a gallop. He only makes 2 or 3 metres, though, and he's brought down. Simmons directing play. He looks for Tunks. No, he goes for himself and made very, very valuable 4 or 5 metres, and they've taken play right onto the 22. Right, Australia now with a chance. Looking for Roach, but they go the other side to Pearce. Pearce has got Miles off him, but they're waiting for Miles, and they take him down, ball and all. It will come back to Pearce at dummy half. Pearce runs from there. He thought he saw a gap, but nothing doing there. Last tackle. Watch for the kick. In these conditions, it'll be a raffle. There it is from Lewis. Puts it up. Not a bad kick either. Up they go for it. Loose ball. And New Zealand through Sorensen. No, but the ball loose again. And Gary Jack has come up with it, is it? Gary Jack, yes. William Maurice, another good tactic, because they've still got a chance to attack now.
Tackle count restarted, of course, as Roach takes play up to the 10-metre mark, and this is a perfect position for Australia now. 10 metres out. They've only used that one tackle. Peter Sterling calling for it from Simmons. Sterling has it now. Running off him was Lewis. Lewis steps. The pass back inside, but it's gone astray. Picked up by Tunks. And Tunks making good ground takes play up only about 8 metres out from the Kiwi line. Now, there's a play on as Simmons gets it away to Sterling. The kick through, that was the play. There's Shearer chasing it, and Shearer almost getting a hand to it. In fact, that is a try. That is a try.
Well, Huey McGahn is blown up, and I tell you what, this referee has got to stand there and award a try. He just says, right, that's it, and runs back to the 22 again.
Well, he's run back all right, and he's awarded the try. Well, Shearer was racing for the ball. I must say that I didn't think that he was getting there first, but the referee saw it another way. Let's have another look. I'm not sure that we'll be able to tell you any more clearly after this, but there was the grubber kick from Sterling. It's over there somewhere, boys. And there's O'Hara. Yes, well, Shearer did get underneath O'Hara's foot, in fact, and may well have got a hand to it. O'Connor in his first test match. Australia already lead 14-2. Kicks it beautifully, sweetly, right over the black dot. It's Australia now 16, New Zealand 2 here at Carlo Park. Niebling has come on for Australia. Brian Niebling has come on, and Peter Tunks has left the field.
Bad luck for Tunks. He's had a strong game. A Queenslander coming on, Brian Niebling. He'll be fresh and a big asset to Australia now. He's a rugged defender. Okay, now New Zealand have taken play down to the 22. Can they get some points on the borders? It goes through Cooper. It goes on the right. He's just inside of Australia's territory now. He's tackled by Niebling and also Royce Simmons. Comes back through Cooper. He's looking for runners. That's Mark Graham now. He's made a couple of metres inside, and there's Tunks. Great shot of him holding that wretched knee that's given him so much trouble this year, and he's shown so much courage playing with it. Right, New Zealand deep in the 22, and they're nice and deep, and they're going to use the ball. Cooper with a nice pass. It goes out to Lualo, who's been very, very quiet this match. It comes back to Dean Bell. He dances around. He can't go anywhere. Now it's on to Prome. Prome makes a couple of metres. Gets a nice ball off of Bell. Bell's got a chance. He's got some outside support, and Bell has scored for the Kiwis. Oh, and listen to them go up now. Kiwi. They're in for their first tie. The man who plays for Eastern Suburbs in Sydney, Bell, has gone over for the Kiwis. The break made from Gary Prome. Well, that's the one they needed. And now 16-6, very vital kick. Every point needed in conditions like this. He doesn't go back more than 2 paces. He's got it in the air. He's got the 2 points. It's now 16 points to 8. Australia leading New Zealand. Australia in possession, almost centre field in the mud heap, about midway between the half and the quarter. New Zealand's into the ground. The Sterling ducks back inside, giving the Australians a bit of latitude to line out now. Cleal almost with a buster. He's got Gary Jack inside him, and a good ball. Jack off the ground. He's got Pearce, and Pearce is in, and that'll cinch it up. Well, a great try. That was Folks, and won't he be a happy boy? Scored a try in his first test match. Oh, he just broke from broken play and galloped over. If anything, we thought the conditions might suit the Kiwis, but they've certainly played better wet weather football as O'Connor from right in front stabs it over. The flags are up, and the scoreboard will tick over to 22 points to 8. Ball is chipped off with Ropati now. Tried to put the short cut, and they've come up with a 2, so they haven't given up yet as they bring it across now to Prome. Prome still going. He makes a little break. He lobs one over the top to Filipina. Chance here as McGahn turns it back inside. Rapati winds up, and the Australian defence beats him. They're only a few metres out now. McGahn goes through O'Regan onto Filipina. Belts his way to 10 metres out. Big chance for New Zealand then, but the Australian defence right to the task here today. Cooper gets it on to O'Regan now. He's centre field, and the Kiwis line very deep on the blind side. We'll see what happens, which way they go. They come that way through Mark Graham. There's a long floating pass out for Rapati. Not a good ball. He had to lean forward to take it. And there's the full-time header as Cooper puts it up in the air. Kiwis pouring through, but it's loose. We'll see what happens here. It's loose. Ball being jungled away, and Robin Whitfield says that's it, we'll call it a day. And Australia have convincingly won the first test here at Carlo Park, 22 points to 8 in a very, very torrid encounter in conditions that are absolutely unbelievable.